I am writing a paper on childhood obesity for a class in nursing. The first place I'll look for information is on Google Scholar. Because they are from reputable sources and is where I typically look for my research. So here I'm going to type in Google Scholar. It'll be articles that'll come up. I begin the research process by entering my topic. And then a number of sources come up. Ooh. When looking at this page, I tend to look at number of sightings because then I know that other people have used this and that it is a good source. I use the search terms of just my topic because then more links will come up. I would also look over to the right to see which ones I can see more easily, like the full view and PDFs. I'd also read the title to make sure it's along the lines of what I specifically want to write about. So if I want to put a standard definition for child overweight or obesity, I would click on here. And typically I read the introduction first, or the abstract, to get an idea of what is involved in the writing. And then I'll go through and use like Control F to find specific information, because a lot of times these are really lengthy and I don't want to read it all. So I will typically just copy the URL and open up a Word document. And then I will paste it here. I tend to go and open up new tabs and find all of my resources, or at least a majority of the ones that relate to what I've been asked to write about, and just save the URLs. And then later I'd go in to typically Citation Machine and enter those in under web or articles, and then cite them correctly from there. I keep up with my sources by putting them all in a different Word document. So then I will go back and I will change my search terms to other things related to the childhood obesity, like specific areas, or if I feel like there's a link from one of the articles, like poverty or something of that nature, then I would look up that. So like childhood obesity linked to poverty. Yeah, so poverty and obesity is the first one that comes up. The third one down has a full view with 92 citations, and says early childhood poverty. So this would probably be one that I would use in my paper. So if I'm using anything other than Google Scholar, a lot of times I'll just use regular Google. That'll be the next place I look for information, because it's just so readily available. When I go to Google, I would type in childhood obesity. How I find what sources would be the most reputable, I look to see what the website ends in, if it's a .org or a .gov. I know the CDRC or the CDC is, it has information that you can count on, and that's been approved, I guess. I wouldn't typically use a WebMD.com or a Wikipedia or anything like that. Now, Harvard.edu, because it's Harvard University, I would use. I'm not really positive if that's correct, but I would most likely, if I felt like this had information in here that would be applicable to the subject, I would use that.